Hello and welcome to Automation. We are 3 days into year 2023 and it's time for another build of mine. So today we are going to build a monster bus. Yes, you heard it right, a bus inspired by monster trucks. But before that, I'd like to thank you for all the attention you gave me in the last 2 months. I didn't really expect anything from my uploads, as I started recording purely to get my speech on right track. Well, I am not native English speaker and I am sure it shows. It shows like a lot. But hopefully I will get better with both, the way I am speaking and with all the stuff behind creating a video. So yeah, again, thank you, and I can assure you I will be working on that as we go on. Without further ado, let's get to building our monster bus. This is the mod body I was showing off some time ago in one of previous videos. I am not sure in which one though. The one I picked is on 4.1 meters wheelbase, if I recall correctly. It's quite short, as you can see. And there are other ones over 6 meters long, I think, and even longer. I don't know, this one is one of the smallest, or the smallest possible, but it should be fine for our purposes here. So yeah, let's make this car as light as possible. So we are going with carbon fiber and semi-space frame. I am not sure if that's the right choice here. I guess I should have stated that much earlier here, but I know close to nothing about actual monster trucks, so in advance, I am sorry for what you are about to witness here. Well, I wanted to go with solid axle coil on the front and in the rear, but I guess game won't let us do that with the engine in the mid. So let's go with McPherson strat, I guess. Yeah, and I am changing the quality of the body to +15, so it is nice and light. With the engine, we are going with V8, that's 60 degree, I think. Yeah, let's go with that. It is very rare for me to pick 60 degree V8 engine. Okay, let's go with something light for the block material. We are going to max the capacity of the engine. Also, let's go with dual overhead cam, 5 volts, because why not? And let's see if we can do it. Okay, we can't because of the suspension. I guess I should go back and change it. Well, to fix that, I had to move the engine to the front, sadly, as you can see, but we are now on the solid axle coil in the front and on the rear, but we should be able to make this vehicle 4x4 now. Though right now I guess our wave displacement won't be as fine as it would be with the engine on the middle. Right now we are going to be very front heavy. Well, we have to work with that, sadly. Yeah, and as usual I am not changing much here, at least for now. I will come back here and set it up later on. Yeah, we are going with direct injection per cylinder, race intake, and we are going for methanol. As for exhaust, only the best for our vehicle here, so we are going with tubular race and no mufflers, no catalytic converter. Well, right now we are making over 1300 Nm and over 1000 horsepower, so that's quite fine. I guess I can fine-tune it much better. We are not going to turbo it, cause, well, I guess we would make much too much power, and we are not aiming at high speeds. Yeah, other things are, well, our engine seems to be dying. Guess pistons, conrods and crank can't stand the stress we are making it withstand, so we have to change it and make this quality slider go way up and likely give it more balancing mass. Yeah, right about there. With that issues resolved, we have only problems with some flows, so we will need less restrictive exhaust, some different cam profile and bigger intake manifold. Also, I guess headers will be in need to be enlarged. Well, I made some changes and right now we are making more power, over 100 horsepower more than before, and we are going with it straight into the walls. I guess we could make it go a bit higher on the RPM, although it makes our engine die yet again. Also, I just noticed we can crank the compression way up. Let's see how high we can go. 15 to 1 and... oh well, I guess we can make this engine go 16 to 1. Why not? Let's go with that. Okay, after some tuning, we are making over 1500 Newton meters of torque and over 1300 horsepower, so I guess we are fine in terms of power, although I think we are going to weigh a lot, like 3 tons maybe, that is 3000 kilos. Okay, anyway, let me run you through what I did with this engine. Yeah, not much changed here. We are at 16 to 1 compression still, quite high cam profile, no turbo, bigger manifold than it used to be, so higher fuel map again, and not much change in terms of exhaust. So yeah, I guess it is time to move on to designing this thing. Well, I went ahead and had my fun with advanced trim settings to make it look like it looks right now. I guess it is quite fine and quite similar to what actual monster truck looks like. I don't think it will work like we want it to in BeamNG.drive though. But we are quite far away from that point. We still have to make something fun from it. Well, as you can see, I just gave it this grayish paint, so few carbon fiber parts. Oh, and I guess I should run you through the settings I gave it to make it look like it looks right now. Yeah, so here it is. Most things went into the wheels, as you can see. Wheel offset is at 400, wheel width is at 320, same on the front and in the rear, and it is similar with front tires. They are diameter is at 60, both in front and on the rear. When it comes to the body, I haven't changed much here. Ride height on the front and in the rear is at 80. It is quite high. Look how it looked like before. Well, that is like, I don't know, some kind of moon or Mars crawler. But yeah, it's better if we keep it like that. It looks much better and doesn't hurt our eyes that much. And yeah, I am not going to design interior for this one. I have no idea what would I put in here. I guess I could move the engine visually to the middle, but it does not change anything. Our wave distribution will still be mostly at the front. I was thinking about placing some dummy fixtures in the back to make it weighted, roughly 50-50 between front and the rear, but we will see about that. Oh, and the last settings I changed are front and rear wheelbase offsets, so they are moved a bit to the center here. Yeah, as I've got no idea what to place on this vehicle, I guess I will start by placing a massive shotgun exhaust tips on this thing and making it long as it is possible. Yep, it does not look ridiculous at all. Now just to place the same thing on the other side. Right now it is only mirrored, so I know where to place it, that is all. I think I placed it close enough. Yeah, it does not stick out that much. I guess I could move it just a little bit. Yeah, now we can move on to the other parts of this build. I am not sure what to... Still not sure what to place on the front and on the rear of this thing. I guess I could make it look like a normal bus, so place windows all over it maybe, but still they won't be transparent. Yeah, so I gave it some windows and vents in the rear, even though the engine this time is not in the rear and on the front. Well, yeah, that are some dummy fixtures, that is for sure. But I guess I should do some actual venting for this engine on the front. Let me see what I can come up with. Okay, we are getting somewhere with the front end. I kinda took it from an actual bus that was, well, I guess well known in Eastern Europe. Yeah, so the headlight type is from that bus. I am not sure if you will be able to recognize that, but if you do, well, congrats then. Well, there is no grille that would fit my vision here, so I guess we are going to leave it with a bumper to fill this empty space and move on to the rear now. Well, the rear is going to be simple. I just move it a bit upwards and added another bumper, this time on the rear. The lights are already made, I guess they are fitting here anyway. Well, I added, after all, a grille on the front, and I am not sure what more to do here. I don't have anything like stickers or any similar things that I could put on this thing, so I am not sure. I guess we could add some kind of steps so you can get to the cabin quite easy, or at least easier, because this thing is massive, so some improvised steps right here could be fine, I suppose. Yeah, I've got some of these mud stickers, but I don't know if they will even export. Anyway, let's keep them like that. I don't think that's even remotely realistic, considering our wheel is not right there, but well, over a meter lower. But well, we are not after realistics there, aren't we? And few decals later we've started rusting massively. Well, I know I've put here carbon fiber and it is not really getting rusty URL, but who cares? We are working with what we have here. Well, the amount of rust here is also quite a lot. Well, that are the decals we have here, and we have to roll with that. Yeah. I have to look through what mods I have here, and maybe I will come up with something more. Well, I guess we should finish this off here before we ruin it completely. I don't think I overdid it, at least that much. It doesn't look that bad if you squint, that is. And I guess the only thing left to do with this vehicle is to tune it, so I guess let's get to it. Well, as I stated in the beginning, I don't want it to make a lot of speed. I want it to be short geared, so I guess we will leave our top speed at 180 or something. That will make a lot of wheel spin, I guess. I am not sure how many gears I should give it though. Well, I guess we'll get back to the speed tuning later on when we have the graphs visible. Well, I already picked the tire. That is chunky off-road tire. We are staying with that, not changing anything here, because it will ruin our settings from before. For the brakes, we are going with massive carbon ceramics 6-piston ones. And look how tiny they are compared to actual wheels. Tiny ones. Yeah, in terms of aerodynamics, let's give it an off-road skid tray, 'cause why not? And moving on, I guess. Let's give it a bit of airflow, why not? And now let's give it one seat. Interior will be basic, entertainment none. Of course, that will save us some weight, that is for sure. Driver assists. I am not sure how it will affect our built-in BeamNG.drive, but we will see. I am going with hydraulic, rack and pinion, and no traction aids at all. Safety, let's go with advanced 2000, so the body is stiff, doesn't wobble around that much. Let's try optimizing it to be to have less weight. For the suspension, I have no idea what to get here. I guess something with good off-road specs, so maybe active comfort. I don't think it changes anything in visible parts, so I guess that doesn't change anything. We should just set it right so we don't sink instantly when driving this around, and we have no problem overtaking any obstacles like all other cars in BeamNG.drive. Okay, with the graphs on we can finally tune this thing, but I guess we are going to get 6-gear gearbox for this one and make the gears a bit shorter still. Well, we have 100% wheel spin on first gear, that is great. Let's get something similar on other gears. I am making it shorter, yes. Yeah, so we will be wheeling on every gear likely, cause why the hell not? Well, look at that wave distribution, it is not that bad. Let's see if I can make it even closer with some fixtures in the rear. I am not sure if it works like that, we'll see in a second, I guess. Well, it seems it does not change anything in automation, but I know these fixtures export into BeamNG with waves, so... Well, I am not going to guess how many of them to put here to make this car even better wave distributed, so let's stay like that. Hopefully we won't flip too much, front flip that is. Well, but it seems like setting the wave distribution to the rear in these settings makes it even better, so I guess we should be fine. Okay, let me check the brakes. Well, brakes were too small even with race pad types, so I guess I should set the quality to +15 and stay like that. Aerodynamics, we don't have any, but we are not going to make much speed with it anyway, so we are going to stay like that, not going to add any downforce to it. Interior is fine, I guess we can lower the wave here if we wanted to, but nah, let's stay like that, same here, not changing anything. And now to tune the suspension. Well, tuning suspension seems to be always the hard part. I am not even looking on this graph here, cause again, we are not going for any high speeds with this thing. I am not sure how it will work in BeamNG.drive. I might need to come back to automation later and change it back and export it yet again with some changes to the suspension, as it is quite important for this build. But for now, I guess it would be enough for this vehicle. I guess we should go on to BeamNG, export it, and try it out if it even works, cause it might as well not run at all, or it will have this, even though I moved it quite a bit higher, maybe the chassis is still stuck right there and it will drag all over everything, so we won't be able to get on any high obstacle. So yeah, this is the final look of the car, this is the way I am going to export it, and see you in a bit in BeamNG.drive. Well, this one did not export well at all. As you can see, the decals I placed are broken, their textures did not export at all, at least did not export that the way I wanted them to export. But the worst thing is this car won't run at all. I mean, the engine will run, and it is very, very loud. Yeah, as you can clearly hear. But When you put it in gear and try to drive forward, it instantly brakes on smallest obstacle. So yeah, and right when I said it brakes, it does not want to brake. Great. Oh, here you go. That is basically what happens with the front tires. Well, this is basically what I said would happen back in the automation. Well, the experts do not like changing these advanced settings too much, as you can clearly see. I don't know if making this one lower would change anything. Driving slow we can go somewhere maybe, but taking it over any obstacle instantly breaks it. So I guess sadly there will be no rock climbing or anything like that today with this thing, and it would be fun, that's for sure. Yeah. Sadly, as you can see, even smallest rocks are too much for us. There is no way to go over them without losing front tires, and there is no way, at least that I know, to make cars from Automation unbreakable in BeamNG.drive. So yeah, that is what we are stuck with. Well, let's try driving it on a road, but I doubt it will change much. Well, right now we have the tires, but I guess as soon as I start steering it harder, it will brake. Right now I am feathering it, so it will not brake constantly. Same with the throttle. Well, we are making much more power than I set it in automation, that is for sure. Oh. And now we don't have any tires left. Yeah, that is a failure. Well, that would be fun to drive if it was working properly, but I guess we won't be able to do so. So I guess with this we can end this video. As usual, I would like to ask you to comment, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I guess see you in the next one, in a better one. I hope at least. This is a disaster.